time now for weather with Nebraska Extension Ag Climatologist and Market Journal Chief Meteorologist Al Dutcher. Al, what's this I've been hearing about a potential cold snap after Labor Day? What are some of the impacts we could see?
Yes, Troy, there is the possibility of a cold spell coming in. It's been advertised the last couple of weeks in the GFS model. As we get close to the date, of course, it's been moving around that area. But the best guess at this point in time, based on the models we have to go with, is that most of the cold air that will bring freezing conditions is likely to fall across eastern North Dakota, northern Minnesota, upper Wisconsin, and upper Michigan. It's possible we could get some temperatures down into the upper 30s across the northeast part of the state, but for right now, it looks like we're going to be far enough southward that this cold air is not going to impact us, at least this time. But it's a sure sign that fall is rapidly approaching. So let's get to the upper miles and see how this is going to play out as we go through this next 7-day period. As you can see from today's upper air pattern, we have high pressure firmly entrenched over the southwestern and central Rockies, northwest flow over the Great Lakes region. We're caught in between those. We are going to see that warmer air from that ridge build in. We have low pressure at the surface over north central portions of the state. Just no moisture to work with, so it's going to be pretty much a dry funnel boundary. We will see some scattered sprinkles over Missouri, but we'll see much warmer conditions coming in, basically looking at the return to the 90s across the state. Again, on Sunday, we see that ridge try to edge a little bit closer to us. Low pressure in southeast Nebraska. Most of the moisture shown with this low pressure system will fall across eastern Iowa. But as we get into Monday, we start to see an intensification of the trough of the northern plains digging down deep. Low pressure starts to form to the south of us. That's going to bring Gulf moisture up to interact with this frontal boundary that is going to be pushing the cold front through us Monday night into Tuesday. And you can see that spread of rain starting to fall through the western Dakotas, pointing this direction toward Nebraska. By Tuesday, that trough deepens, but you'll notice the cold air splits off up in Minnesota. That's where the coldest air will be. For our region, we're basically going to be looking at the most moisture moving from the Gulf and overriding this high pressure coming in. So we're going to have a widespread precipitation event, it looks like, across the state. And then on Wednesday, we get on the backside of this with some very cold conditions. It's going to be a rather brutal couple days there with highs basically in the lower 60s under very cool conditions. High pressure starts to settle in on Wednesday morning. We see those cold temperatures come in as we get clearing skies and the precip starts to move off to our east. And then by Thursday, we start to see the ridge building back into the western part of the state. So we'll start to see a warming trend as we go to next weekend. This high pressure is firmly in control over the western 2/3 of the United States, and the precipitation now moves east of the Mississippi River. By the time we get to Friday, that ridge really starts to build in, and we're going to return back to normal to slightly above normal temperatures as we go into next weekend with high pressure firmly in control and that trough to the east lifting toward the north. Going farther down the road, the 8 to 14-day forecast for next Thursday, the following Tuesday, does show below normal temperatures, but I think this is overplayed. It's likely to be shifted a little bit more to the east, and we'll be more closer to normal to above normal for this 5-day period. And in terms of precipitation, of course, with that ridge coming in, unfortunately, this heavy precipitation event will probably not be a major impact for the panhandle of Nebraska. So Troy, overall, it's going to be a warm holiday weekend, but that cold front comes through Monday night. Big rainfall event looks like it's in the cards for Nebraska, and then we go cool for a couple days, and then very warm as we go into next weekend. So the dry pattern returns in earnest for the middle of the month.